Hello, Simon. How are
Hi there.
you?
I'm fine. And you?
I am really good. Really good
Nice.
today.
So, I got a small problem, but nothing serious.
Are you going to be like in your cell phone?
Yes. Um, because Instagram does not want me to use my tablet.
I'm so sorry. Well, but I hope the phone works well for our purpose.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Nice. So it's an honor to have you here in our third interview of Gripsport Latino. I will switch
Thank you.
languages like every now and
Mhm.
then, so Spanish speakers can understand everything. Bienvenidos todos a la tercera entrevista de Gripsport Latino. Hoy tenemos a nuestro tercer invitado, Simon, desde Alemania, y va a compartirnos su sabiduría y todos los años que lleva de entrenar Gripsport. Él es uno de los más antiguos y estamos muy emocionados de tenerlo acá. We are really grateful to have you here today,
Thank you.
Simon. I was telling everyone that you are a really, we could say like wise and old school gripsters. One of the first I knew when I started on Instagram learning about
Yeah.
Gripsport. So
Oh, on
today
my
I'd love to
this one.
share.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
oh, I have two cats here,
No problem.
and I have
I
to
love
watch out
cats.
for
So.
them.
Well, so today we would love to know about your general sports career, your personal
Mhm.
goals. Uh, I'd love you to tell us about Old School Strength Club
Mhm.
slash Griffkraft Deutschland.
Yes.
Um, we would love to speak about grip contest, about your training, injuries, and many other subjects. So to start, tell us your country, your height, and your weight class.
Um, my country is obviously Germany. My height is 197, and my weight is currently 125.
Whoa, you're really tall. Really, we could say like heavyweight, at least for Chilean terms. So nice.
Yeah.
Tell me about your best powerlifting records. I meaning squat, bench, and deadlift,
Mhm.
so people can know how strong you are in understand you.
Well, it's not nothing serious. Bench is about 120 for 2 reps. Um, Squat for 150 for 2 reps, and deadlift is 210. Yes, 210 was my max. Everything in kilogram.
Nice. And let's talk about the important stuff. Grip
Yes.
sport. Which is your best rolling handle lift?
I don't know. I
Really?
used Yes, I used the rolling handle last time. 4 years ago, something like that.
So how do you prefer to train thick bar if you don't use rolling handle?
Dumbbells, just dumbbells. Um,
Whoa.
I I got 245 kg dumbbells, um, then 278 and one 104 kilogram dumbbell. And my friend Gabriel, who has some equipment in my gym also, got two 85 kilogram dumbbell and one 50 kilogram dumbbell. So
Oh, oh, that
basically,
sounds
we lift just dumbbells, and it yes, it just does the job.
nice. It's really like interesting to me and to us in South America to know about the big inch dumbbells. I think we still don't have any of those here, and we haven't like contact like a mason to build one. But
Mm.
it's really cool to know. Just dumbbell, I love it. So
Well,
which is
yeah,
yes?
we got our dumbbells mainly from Nathan Holly, and maybe he can ship one or to Chile. After all I know, he had shipped several dumbbells to Australia as well. So
I will have to reach him in the future to have my the first inch dumbbell in South America. I hope so in the future.
I think
So
he's watching. I saw his name.
yes, yes. Hello, Nathan. If you're there, actually, Nathan made a question for you. I will ask you like in a couple of minutes. So since we're speaking about the inch dumbbell, which is your heaviest inch dumbbell lift?
It's 85 kilogram, which weighted 86 kilogram. So basically, it's just if you order a dumbbell with 85 kilogram, it's not always exact 85. It just it can be 84, 86, something like that. And we weighted one with 86 kilogram, and this was the heaviest I lifted so far.
Really nice.
Hi,
And
Nathan.
what about? Hey, Nathan. Which is your best pinch in any implement?
On any implement? Well, I don't know either. I trained inched far too less recently, and I think I pulled one time around 100 kg, but I'm not that good in pinch. And it was a regular pinch block, not no Saxon bar or Euro pinch.
Okay, I understand. Oh, here is Tiziano Vecchio, our friend from Italy.
Yes.
Hola, Tiziano. Hola, amigo. And which is your best gripper clothes? You can say like the brand and the rating. I understand that most of people here understand the ratings concept.
Yes, this was a RB 330 with 196 pounds.
Wow.
As well in training as in competition.
In competition, that's really interesting. Which is the like? How do you compete in grippers? Do you use the block set or it's like an MMS? How does it work?
It was deep set. It's always deep set.
Oh, really nice. We should do that. We should do the same in Chile to start competing in grippers in deep sets. It's really good. Well, going back in like the origin of your grip sport career, how did you find out about grip sport and grip training in general?
That was very long ago. That was around early 2007. And Gabriel, my best friend, came to me with a COC number 1. Said to me, "Here, take this. Try to close it." I saw Magnus Samuelsson doing it in a video. So the video was the certification of Magnus Samuelsson for the number 4.
Okay.
I watched it afterwards, and yeah, that's where it all started. And the first real training was in late 2007.
Really nice. It was really many years ago.
Yes.
I love to hear it because I found out about grippers like in 2015 or 16. It was like after the social media boom.
Yes. Well, back then I still had a break. Well, I trained from 2007 to 2012. Got a job and yeah, just basically lost a bit interest and regained my training in 2017.
Oh,
it was a 5-year break.
I just came into the idea. You are mentioning Gabriel. You mean like Gabriel's son, right?
Yes, I do.
Could you tell us who is Gabriel's son? Because he has no social media as long as I know, and I have heard that he was really a notorious gripster from Germany.
Yes, Gabriel is also from Germany, and my best friend. I know him now for around 23 years. And obviously he brought me into grip strength, and and he has won the German nationals for, I think, 7 or 8 times now. He is unbelievably strong in pinch, as well as in gripper and in dumbbells. He's just a very, very good all-rounder. And he's the same age as me.
Nice. And is he still like training, or is like with other priorities?
No, he's still training with me. So in fact, we trained together today.
Nice. There's actually like a really fun question from our Instagram friend called, maybe you know him, Bjorn.1523.
Yes, I know him.
and he asked, who's the strongest, you or Gabriel Sun?
It depends on the day. So basically, a pinch always him. If I have a good day, well, I can beat him in gripper, and in dumbbells, it is well, a fat bar in general. It very depends on how we do it. So basically, it's if it is just one hand for reps, then it's him. His left hand is still a bit stronger than my right hand, and if it's the sum of both hands, I can manage him.
Nice. So good training partners. I like it. Then there's a question. It's one of the general questions from Nathan. Nathan wants to know, which is your favorite grip exercise?
Gripper.
Grippers. I like it. I like it too. Well,
I think it's also the most important one, because like I mentioned before, that I don't really use train pinch that often, and I still can manage a bit of pinch in competition. Well, nothing special, obviously, but I think it all comes from training grippers, and it's like, for me, it's like a bit of a squat for strength in general.
Nice. It's a really interesting view of Gripsport. I like it. I don't know if you know Fat Muscle Coaching. Sam Saloni, I think it's.
I think, I don't know. Maybe he wrote to me, but maybe not. I really can't remember.
Well, he's from the UK, and he's my coach currently. So he always puts the grips first, and I do the grippers every day, like 6 days a week. And he runs by the same principle. Grippers are the cornerstone of everything in your grip.
Yes, it is. Well, some people tell otherwise, but as far as I experience it, it's just the main thing for grip. And what I have also experienced is that everything else influences gripper. So if you're maybe squatting before the gripper, your grip strength in gripper will also drop. I don't know why, but it's just like that. And it's really like a small bitch, those little things.
I was about to use the same thing. It's like you have to give the priority to the grippers, otherwise it goes down in performance. You have to give it a like special place. Speaking about your personal goals,
yes,
which are your grip goals for 2023?
Close at number 4 finally. Lift 200 on the axle, and maybe lift finally some deep dish plates and pinch.
Nice. And you mentioned the axle. Which is your best axle these days?
My best axle lift was 170 kilo on a 60 millimeter axle, which should have been the new German record, but it was not been proven by the referee. I did not wait for the down signal, so I had it pulled up, but it was really on edge, and I dropped it first before the down signal came.
And when did you do that lift? Was it in your last competition?
It was in I think October or September last year. It was not a competition per se, it was a group meeting at my place.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh, it's 170. It's a lot.
Yes.
I
And
think in Chile we still don't have like that level in Axel,
okay.
but I don't know. We still don't have like many group contests.
Mm.
By the way, last week they hosted the first King Kong, but Axel, I don't think so. Then I wanted to ask you, which is your ultimate grip goal? Like the one you want to do before you die, before you retire? The ultimate, ultimate challenge.
Close season number 4.
Nice. So
Yes.
you're getting closer to your goal.
Mm?
I have seen you on Instagram. I think almost closing a number 4, right?
Yes, it was a custom made number 4, which is a bit narrower than a regular 4. So it's just for training purposes to get into the spring, which is a bigger spring than a 3.5 or a number 3, obviously. And so it just helps me to get into the strength of the spring without burning myself to death with the force of the gripper.
Really nice. And who did this job for you? It was in Germany?
Yes, I did it myself.
Oh,
I have a
nice.
good friend which knows very much about gripper and grip strength in general, and he showed me how to do it, and I did it myself. From him, I have the Grand Elite in Narrow, which is about 196 pounds,
Okay.
and the spread of the Grand Elite is a bit narrower than the spread of my custom number 4 Narrow, which makes number 4, despite the low rating, a bit harder to close than the Grand Elite.
Excellent. It sounds like a really good training tool for
Yes, it
getting
is.
to your next level. Maybe Matt Cannon should offer something like that too. I think I would love to try it. I'd love
Yeah,
to try it. Like, yes,
it's a bit of a problem because if you don't know that the grip has been made narrow, and if the athlete doesn't mention it, you really can't see that, or that the grip is a bit narrower than a regular gripper. So basically, you can a bit cheat with that.
oh, I understand. Well, it sounds like a good grip tool anyway. I'd love to have one in my collection.
Yes.
Well, tell us about Old School Strength Club Griffkraft Deutschland. Tell me about the project. What is it about? Tell me everything.
It's basically for the group community in Germany. It all started back in 2004. Was the first German nationals, or 2003, by a guy named Hermann Korte. And since then, it was always at his place. He had a regular powerlifting gym, and he quit in 2016. So 2016 was like the end of an era, and there was no one who really put it further on. So
Okay.
it depends always on who will how do you say it? Who will help hold the competition, and it has no special gym or where okay, I go to this place and there are the grip tools and the competitions and something like that. So it was around this for about 2 years until 2018, and
Okay.
then I thought that maybe it would be time for some sort of community for or a collected community for grip strength in Germany. So I started Griffkraft Deutschland,
Okay.
and since then, I managed the homepage and put all the records there, all the feeds there, and basically wanted to have a homepage for as a central place for grip. And Old School Strength Club is a bit besides grip strength, or aims to be more like for bending and something like that also, but I did not have the time to put something from the other stuff on it yet. So and we also have a small community which collects plates, old plates. So basically, I want all to put it there, and I couldn't do it with the old page, Griffkraft Deutschland. So basically, I created the new one.
Well, the plates collection, it's really fun. It's really interesting. I have a little collection of like plates that you can lift by the hub here in Chile, and I really like it. I know like two German brands. One is Schnell, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Schnell is one, and I think there's another one called Berg, maybe. They are really beautiful.
Yes,
I
indeed
really
they
like
are.
them.
Yes.
I have a question from a friend from Chile called Nicolás Piña. Saludos, Nico, si es que estás ahí mirando. And he wants to know which is the importance or priority that all-time strongmen gave to grip training.
I don't really understand the question.
I mean, let's think about an all-time strongman. Did they give like a big percentage of their time to train specifically for grip, or they were like focusing like in overhead press and just directly bending and things like that?
No. Grip strength developed from strongman as a sub-competition around the change of the century, from the 19th to the 20th century, with Louis Uni, a French strongman back then, called Apollon, and Thomas Inch, who invented the inch dumbbell. And since then, it's basically two different scenes. Some strongmen, like Brian Shaw, do a lot of grip work, or Magnus Samuelsson, but most strongmen just concentrate on the real strongman stuff.
Okay, so pretty specific to their discipline. I understand. Yes. Speaking about more like Griffkraft Deutschland, tell me about do you have like a list of grippers certification, right?
Yes.
Are they like still working?
Yes, from time to time. It's the RB certification. They are the grippers of Robert Baraban, henceforth the shortcut RB, and we have to close them in table nose set. But in advantage, you only get a narrow gripper, not a full-size gripper, so it's a bit easier to set and close it. And the beauty of it is that we managed to keep the original grippers from the certification. So if you close the RB 330C now, it's just the same 20 years ago. No, not 20, but 15 years ago.
Nice. So it's like the same dynamic that Mash Monster uses, like the same gripper for everyone.
Exactly. But just the difference is that Mesh Monster used deep set and we use the table nose set.
And do you have people just from Germany or from another country?
All around the world.
Really? Which is the most far away country that you have into your certificates people?
I'm watching. We have Japan.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
we
so
have
nice.
one from Japan, but I can't spell the name.
No, no problem. I think I could not do it either. Not really into Japanese. Oh,
Yes.
we have a language challenge right now. I have here Max Iluber. I don't know if you can see the comments, but
Yes. Maxi
he's
Luber.
asking
Yes,
something
I
in
will bring
German.
them. I will bring them next time we meet in the hearts.
But
But
what was his question?
he told me to bring them into the next competition in a small region called Harz here in Germany. Where is wait, I have to look at it. The next competition there is in July, and I will bring the certification grippers to the competition.
Nice. So greetings to Max Iluber. Hello. The next question. Which is your opinion about online multi-venue grip competitions like the Arm Lifting Super Series or King Kong? Have you ever hosted one of them? What do you think?
No, I did not host any of them, and I think the idea behind it is very good. But I would host it in another way. So you
Okay,
can use
so
your own equipment, which can be prepared in very different ways. And for example, the rolling handle
okay,
can be with or without chalk, and just makes a very big difference. So basically, you still can't really compare those lifts, but yes, it's just my opinion.
so that makes me think. What's your opinion behind like the seasoning, the chalking? Like in example, the Euro pinch. If you put a lot of chalk on it, it will be a lot easier to make like a world record compared to the Euro pinch that they have in, I don't know, Finland with another weather and another chalk. What do you think about the seasoning?
Um, it's a bit difficult because you can't lift a good weight without chalk, obviously, because it's very slippy. But on the other hand, it's a bit, yeah. One guy can chalk it better than another guy, and so the one guy who can chalk it better can lift more weight just because he can chalk it better. And yeah, but that's the problem with every friction lift. Yes, it's difficult to say. It's really difficult. I think it's not a bad thing, but everything should be nerd for consistency and fairness. You should tell that to Randall from Iron Man.
You should tell this directly to Iron Man, Nathan. Hello,
Yes.
Nathan. How are you? Yeah, that's right. But yes, it's a really like a hard trade-off, like a dilemma, I think.
Yes, and yeah, so I don't really think about that anymore. Yeah, just because of that reason or problem, you just can't really compare friction lifts. So you can have a pinch block from Ironmind, well, two, and the one is prepared and the other not, and you will have different results with the same athlete. So yeah.
Yeah, totally agreed. So in Germany, have you hosted many contests? Like you are like meaning the president of Griffkraft, and are you hosting contests right now?
No, I plan to host another meeting in late April.
Okay.
And after that, I don't know. There is the German Nationals in November, but it will be held by Daniel and
Okay.
Tobias from the what's the word for fine? He has also a collection of athletes called Stark Lünen.
Okay.
Lünen is the city where he lives, and those two will hold the German nationals this year. And after that, we will see. Maybe I will make another competition. Depends on how fun it is and on my mood.
Nice. And when you host a grip contest, which are the disciplines that you include as grip, to measure the grip? Which are your favorites?
I think that you always should have one discipline in crush, pinch, and fat bar. Those are just the wait, my cat. Those are just the central points in grip. Beside that, the armoured horn or anvil in general is always a fun stuff, and a bit of hub maybe. Then you can put in the still up lift. It's basically a small bent plate where you have to lift like this. So
like a
it's just
crimp style.
goes on
Yes.
yeah, and the medley is always not bad. Where you can just get stuff in it, 20 to 30 things to lift, and who just makes it the most of them in the shortest time is.
That's like the way it works. If they are 22 and you lift 19 and I lift 20, I could win, right?
Yes. Well, and the number of lifts is always better than the time you put in. So basically, if I lift 17 tools in maybe 2 minutes, and you lift 18 tools in 3 minutes, it's better than my 17 lifts. Because
but it is
your strength
like
is still better than mine.
But it is like a time limit to complete a medley, like in your contest?
Yes, but it depends on the number of lifts you have. The less lifts you have, the less time limit you have, and the more lifts you have, the bigger the time limit is.
Nice. Well, let's talk about your training. These days, do you have a coach or do you create your own training program?
I create my own training program.
Has it always been like that?
Yes.
Nice. And did you study or read to gain the knowledge about strength training, or just trial and error?
No, not exactly. I talked to different people in Gripsport, like Nathan or Gabriel, and we experimented very much around. So, yeah, all the knowledge comes from experiments and talking to other grip people.
Nice. Oh, Tiziano is asking a question. How many it's important for you the extensors work?
I do not want bit of extension work.
Nothing specific.
No.
I understand. Well,
so
I think
the reason the resting position of my fingers are like something like this.
Okay. Yeah, but maybe he's asking because Sam makes us, because Tiziano is also a student from Sam. Sam always makes us work a lot of extension, like with the bends, and I think that's it, like those cheap bends, and we always have to do like 200 or 300 per training. Yeah, but if you don't experiment any pain or any necessity, it's perfect. I actually have another question from Tiziano. He wants to know, how do you divide your workout through the week?
I have fixed training days. So I train 4 times a week and 2 times grip strength. And Wednesday is grip strength day as well as Saturday.
Nice. And those days, do you divide like 1 day for each discipline? Let's say 1 day for pinch, 1 day for thick bar, or do you do everything?
Always everything. Well, basically, I just train gripper, inch dumbbell, and pinch. So it's not that much.
Okay, and do you combine it with another exercise like squat or bench or any other things?
Bench comes afterwards.
Oh, well, so grip first and then the
Yeah.
other stuff.
Yes, always.
Nice. And about the repetitions, my
Mm-hmm.
friend from Chile, Nicolas Piña, he wants to know, do you practice low reps or high reps in your grip
Low rep.
exercises?
The gripper is always heavy as possible with the least amount of reps because I'm a lazy fuck.
I understand. So in the other disciplines, the same, like
Yeah.
aiming for high intensity and low reps.
Yes. Well, and in gripper, I experienced that the more reps you do, the less you will get anywhere. So I know a newer guy which made around 20 or 30 reps every day, and he was getting nowhere. He just had not no rest for it. And I think if you do maybe 1 to 3 reps, it's the best.
1 to 3 reps.
Yes.
That's really good. And next question. Do you include any wrist exercise to your routine?
Just recently, some plate curls, but I'm not nowhere. I really have a weak wrist.
But did you start including them like for the purpose of, or I mean, for the fun of wrist curls or for the wrist, like to get stronger at wrist?
Both of it. So it was firstly, I thought maybe it would be not that bad for supporting dumbbell lifts to get a heavier dumbbell, and in the meantime, it's just fun to
Nice.
get some wrist curls in it.
I used to practice the plate curls like in 2020. And then I stopped doing it. I stopped giving it priority, but they are really fun. I really like it.
Yes.
Another question from Nicolas Piña from Chile. Do you have a preference between one-handed lifts and two-handed lifts?
No, not really. It's no. I do not have any preference. It also depends on the day, in which mood I am. So one day, or maybe most of the days, I train inch dumbbell, but some days I just get my axle out and train fat bar with my axle.
Okay. And speaking of the inch dumbbell, how long did it took to you to lift the 78-kilogram inch dumbbell?
Far too long. So I lifted it back in 2017 when I restarted my grip training.
Okay.
Before that, I could not manage it to lift it.
But before that, did you try it?
Yes, I tried it once or twice. I had no dumbbell by myself, so I could only try it at the place of the guy Helman caught it, which I talked about earlier. He had several dumbbells. They're all from Nathan also.
And how did you train to be able to lift the inch dumbbell in 2017?
Negative and supported reps. So basically, you lift the dumbbell with 2 hands, and when you reach your lockout, you just put 1 hand away and try to hold the dumbbell as long as possible.
Excellent. I like the method. And about blobs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have blobs in your collection?
Yes, I do have some blobs in my collection. In my gym there is a Fatman 90 and 95, which belong to Gabriel, and I have a Heller 30, not 30, 18. The Hella 30 I sold to Gabriel, and I have one Holly 24, which is
And
the
which is
replica of the Fatman 100.
Ah, I understand. And which is the heaviest that you have been able to lift?
The Fatman 100.
That's like I think that's like the COC number 3 of the blobs. Like from that level on, you're like strong. Correct me if I'm wrong. What do you think?
I really can't tell you because I'm not that into blobs.
I've heard like the first milestone is the half 100.
Yes, it can be, but like I said, I'm just not that into blobs. And yeah, I also did not inform myself about them.
I understand.
They're like the least used grip tool in my collection.
But they are really nice to have. Like
yeah,
they are really cool to have. I have a couple of blobs here in the side, and they are really nice. Like having one by the other, it's like, oh yeah. And if you have or host a medley, it's like, yeah, the blobs are really fun to have.
Exactly like that.
Let's talk about injuries. Did you ever have injuries related to grip sport practice?
Yes, I did have a tennis elbow back in 2021 or 2, and recently I almost broke my wrist in late 2022. It was like the Holly 24.
I understand. Yeah, it was like directly training grip.
Yes,
I understand.
I tried to lift it and it just gave away, and it was really painful.
Ooh.
So I still recover from it now.
Did you have to see like a therapist after? I mean, obviously you must have gone to the doctor and then like a rehab, right?
Yes, I did have to go. I had to go to the therapist for it. So it's one bone in my wrist also jumped from one position to the other and stuff like that, and it was not really nice.
Well, it's good to know that you're recovering right now and that you're still training and still reaching your going for your goals. Really good. So, which training mistakes would you recommend, especially to beginners, to avoid injuries in general?
Get rest. Do not train too often and get your rest done. Injuries just come from overtraining and stuff like that, or if you're too motivated and on one day you're just like a competition or group meeting and you're trying to get more and more done, it just leads to injuries.
It's really wise.
Yeah.
It's a really wise advice. So, let's talk about grip fits. Which is your favorite grip fit of strength?
Grippers. Yeah. It's mainly grippers for me.
So you're 100% a gripper fan. I really like it.
Well, there are several other cool feats too, or like the 78 dumbbell, or the Apollon's wheels and stuff like that, or ripping card decks, or lifting handles.
Do you practice the card cheering sometimes?
Yes, I did, but not anymore. Just because the reasons of injuries. I have not that good of wrist, and it just feels like injuring my wrist every time. So I stopped it.
I understand. Still speaking about grippers, do you have like let's say, the best gripper closer that it's like your grip sport hero? Do you have someone to look up to?
Yes, it's Joe Kinney and Nathan Holly.
Joe and Nathan.
Yes.
Have you ever met Nathan in person?
No, not now.
No, but
I hope
yeah.
I can meet him in person in the future, but he has stuff to do. I have stuff to do, and yeah, he also lives in Wales. I live in Germany. It's not that near. It's around. I think 800 kilometers or 900.
Yeah, it's far away.
Yes,
it's far away. Nathan is one of the 5 people certified on the number 4.
Yes, he is.
Has he ever closed like the GHP 10?
Yes, I think so. He once told me that he closed it by 2016 or around something like that. So yeah, so that would Carl be the number 2 if you watched this video. He just closed it, I think, yesterday.
Yes, I saw the video. It was like epic. I think I have heard of just 2 people that I believe they called the GHP 10. Nathan and Carl.
Yes, it's just crazy. I think that maybe Joe Kinney could manage to do it also, but the stronger grippers than the number 4 did not exist back then. I think maybe from beef bills, but he only had the COC number 4, I think.
Joe Kinney, which were like your his best years? It was like in the 90s or before that?
No, mid-late 90s.
90s. I understand.
He certified on the number 4 back in 98, and I think he said about the number 4 that it felt squishy and without resistance. Well, yeah. It's still a bit of a mythical figure in grip sport. Some say he's a fraud, some say he's the greatest gripper closer ever. Well, yeah.
That's right. The same happened with my friend Tiziano. He also closed the number 4, and many guys said, "Oh, you're not legit. You're too skinny to close it." And then Carl sent his grippers to Tiziano, and Tiziano closed them. And he was like, "Yeah, this is the proof that I am for real."
Yeah, I heard about it, and it's such a shame that negativity. I really don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, I don't like it. You can't change people.
And I think one can be really surprised on how strong people can be, and it's like wonderful. I don't know how to say, but people that you don't like expect to be a grip monster can be really strong.
Yeah, well, in weightlifting in general, I know of a strong woman who managed to lift 5 times her body weight. Well, what the fuck?
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's really, really crazy what people can do.
Yeah, that's one of the beauties of strength sports.
Yes.
And I am also into like pushing the positive messages and bringing people up, not so much negativity.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Well, speaking about grip tools collection, from your collection, which is your favorite item, your favorite grip tool?
My favorite grip tool.
Or you can have a top 3 if you want to.
I think that would be the Beef Bill Pro I have. Of course, the 78 kilo inch dumbbell and my Apollon's Wheels replica.
Nice. The Apollon's Wheels, did you buy somewhere or it was like a custom made?
It was custom made. I got the basic axle from a friend, Andreas Hordan, and the wheels were made by Jan Heller, which also made the Heller blobs. And he just cut it out from normal steel, I think. And I welded it together so that just the whole thing rotates like the real wheels, because I could not manage to find any train axle from which it originated. And I always wanted to have the wheels in one way or another.
Really nice. It's really good items, especially the leaf builder. Those are like pieces of museum these days.
Indeed, they are. And the original wheels are in a town in south of France called Nice. I think it's spelled. Well, in Germany it's called Nizza, and I think it's called Nice in English. It's not that far away from here.
Nice.
And I did not have yet enough money to pay Nathan to make some replicas of it.
But eventually you will. I'm really sure. The passion will
Hopefully
be
I will be rich enough, yes.
in the
Yes,
future.
I know that, in the sports museum in Nice.
Oh, I can see Nathan here. I wanted to ask you, correct me if I'm wrong, which was your favorite rolling handle? But since you are more into inch dumbbells, I want to ask you, which is your favorite like version or brand of inch dumbbell?
Yeah, well, inch dumbbell, it's the Holly dumbbell. It's just the most accurate replica of the inch dumbbell. And rolling handle, I like to use the RB when I use a rolling handle. So Robert Baraban made also a replica of the Ironman Rolling Thunder, but it rotates much, much more than the Rolling Thunder from Ironman.
Yeah, yes. I am totally aware of that. That's why I always speak about the rolling handle and not thunder. I don't like the thunder.
Yes, and you can manipulate the rolling thunder much more easily than other handles.
Yes, that's what I've heard as well.
Yes.
And in your grip collection, which of your grip tools was the hardest to obtain?
Well, it's really hard was nothing to get. I just stumbled across most of the things. But the most exotic thing would be a kettlebell from 1859.
Where did you get that?
Also from a friend, Andreas Hordan.
And how heavy is the kettlebell?
He just found it on eBay Kleinanzeigen. Well, it's a small part of eBay where private people can put stuff in for a certain price, and he just found it there, and I asked him to sell me one.
Nice. And do you have any anvil in your collection?
Not anymore. Well, the anvils all belong to Gabriel, and he sold most of them.
Oh, I understand. And we have like 4 minutes left and 3 questions left. So maybe we can make it in this last couple of minutes. Advice for beginners. Where should a newbie start?
Gripper. Just buy 1 or 2 grippers and try to close them.
Okay.
Everything else just becomes by time. Just comes by time. So basically, if you're not that into grip strength, you don't have to spend that much money. And if you want more, then you always can put more money in it.
And is there any like favorite gripper brand that you would recommend like a beginner to invest money wisely from the first time?
GHP or Robert Baraban.
GHP and RB, I like it.
Yes.
Actually, I still don't try any Robert Baraban gripper. That will be my next task, to try Robert Baraban.
They feel a bit more easy than the Ironman grippers, for example. But I do like them. They feel pretty well in the hand.
Nice.
link to them.
And is there any like website that you would recommend to get grip tools?
Yeah, the GHB homepage and Canon PowerWorks, of course. It's just the main page for getting grip stuff, I think.
Excellent. Well, Simon, I want to thank you for your time.
You're
It was
welcome.
a really nice interview. Nice to know a little more about you and a little more about the grip scene in Germany.
Yes, you're welcome, no problem. It was an
Yeah,
honor to
I
be
hope
here.
we see each other in the future and we'll still sharing about this beautiful sport.
Yes,
And I wish
hope
you a
so.
great day.
Thank you, same.
Really nice. And thank everyone who joined us. Goodbye.
Bye.